So in this video clip, we're gonna see Joey Diaz admitting to the fact that Brendan Schaub was given way too much too fast in his comedy career. I wanna know if you agree with Joey Diaz. So let me know in the comments down below what you think. But for now, Bobby Lee, roll that goddamn footage.
Was dropping. Lee was starting comedy, and I was very happy for him, but I didn't want him to become a Brendan Schaub, like for people to go after Brent. Like I didn't want people to go after Lee how they went after Brendan. I appreciate what Brendan did. But at the end of the day, a lot of you people are right. He was given too much too fast. I love Brendan. I'm not saying nothing bad about him. What happened was that you don't react well to that when you're a young comic. You don't, guys. All that up front, the third or second year is not healthy for anybody.
You know, this narrative is just plain bullshit. Brendan was not given too much too fast. He's just not funny. He's a bad comedian. He has horrible, flawed personality traits that result in all his endeavors being bad quality. Schaub would simply never have had a successful career based on his funniness. So instead of pretending that his comedy career could have taken a different path if he had worked from the ground up, everyone should just see him as Joe Rogan's little experiment. A guy who has some traction with a few thickies and who half sells out small comedy clubs in Raleigh, despite having had the Joe Rogan push and a big platform for years. Looky here, I'm not saying he was ever gonna develop into a halfway funny comic, but within a couple years of the Joe Rogan talk, he had a Showtime special, was an analyst on Fox's UFC show, appeared on David Spade's show, was an analyst for McGregor and Mayweather, was on the red carpet for E's Emmy coverage, was on that show Jerry O'Connell hosted, was on Saved by the Bell's Mario Lopez's podcast, you know, famous for Before We Let You Go in Lopez's own studio, was on Comedy Central's This Is Not Happening, and had regular sets at the Comedy Store without getting the pass. The point is, Schaub was handed everything by Joe Rogan, and probably the best agent in Hollywood, and he just went ahead and fucked it all up. Working comics would kill for that kind of exposure. You can totally tell on all those shows he was in way over his head, and everyone was being super gracious. Also, whenever he had other auditions and meetings for TVs or movies, Brendan would go right on the Fighter and the Kid podcast and shit on everyone he spoke to. He's really a true moron.
Cabron, look, cabron, puto. Puto? Talk shit to me in Spanish? I struggle with English at times.